Glitch has just released a new teaser for the 5th episode. Now they say that the 5th episode will have a mafia theme. I think that most of the new locations won't actually appear in the 5th episode, and Glitch is just misleading us. Alternatively, there is a possibility that each of the listed themes will play a role in the new episode. The chaos we are currently witnessing will take place within the plot itself. In this video, I'll tell you all about the new teaser and explain what to expect from the 5th episode. Somewhere in the video, I hid a photo of Kinger. Everyone who finds it will receive a secret theory from me in the comments. Glitch released a new teaser on Twitter. They added the caption, and now the next episode is a mafia episode. I'm actually going insane. Can we stop changing the episode already? In the picture, we can see Kinger, Pomni, Jax, Ragatha, and Gangle sitting at a table in an unknown bar. All the characters look like they're painted in black and white, like in old movies. Kinger is wearing a hat, Pomni is wearing a white shirt, Jax is smoking a cigarette and looks like a gang leader. Ragatha is wearing a dress, and it's hard to see what Gangle is wearing. I think she also changed into a white shirt like Pomni. There are bottles of alcohol on their table, and there is some kind of paper or folder next to Gangle. Thinking about all the latest teasers, I come to the conclusion that there are several possible outcomes. The first option is that the latest teasers are designed to mislead us and prevent us from understanding what the 5th episode will be like. An episode with a mafia theme sounds too unrealistic. In this case, we should expect the 5th episode to stick to only one specific theme, most likely sports, as we originally thought. I still do not rule out the possibility that we are being shown new locations not from the 5th episode, but from other future episodes. However, after the release of the latest teaser, this version has become less likely. I can imagine adventures in the savannah and the office, but the mafia sounds too strange and inappropriate for digital circus. I have a third version. It is that this madness with the change of the main theme of the episode will be the highlight of the 5th episode. Kane will experience some kind of malfunction, causing him to constantly change the location and goal of the adventure. The main characters will find themselves in different locations one after another. First in the savannah, then in the office, then in the sports stadium, and finally in the mafia bar. I believe that such unpleasant glitches in Kane's program should motivate the other characters besides Pomni to start thinking about finding a way out of the digital circus. Next, I want to tell you a few more theories about other teasers. If we look at the screenshot from the office, we see Pomni in an office worker's suit and Kinger wearing a tie. They are both busy with something, and Pomni looks very tired. Jax also appears in this teaser, but only his hand holding a document is visible. At this time, Ragatha looks quite calm. She is smiling, wearing dark glasses, and holding a huge stack of documents. It seems that in the office adventure, Ragatha will become the manager for the other characters. In the 4th episode, Ragatha directly told Gangle that she considered herself the best candidate for the role of manager when she was under the influence of the stupid sauce. In addition, Gangle was very dissatisfied with her job as a manager at the end of the 4th episode, so Ragatha will be able to become a manager without any obstacles in the 5th episode. Besides her, hardly anyone else will want the job, except for Jax. But the other main characters will clearly prefer Ragatha to be the boss. Due to her insincerity and desire not to offend anyone, Ragatha will not cope well with office work. Conflicts between the other characters will still arise. Ragatha will not be able to take it and will start to become rude. In addition, judging by how Pomni looks, Ragatha will not be able to competently distribute responsibilities among the characters. For example, Ragatha does not trust Jax and doubts Kinger, so she will try to give them the minimum amount of tasks so that they do not spoil anything. But because of this, Pomni, Zubul, and Gangle will get too much work, especially Pomni, because Ragatha trusts her the most and sees her as her best friend. As a result, the girls will start to quarrel and will have to have a conversation with each other that they have been putting off for too long. Zubul and Gangle, with Pomni's help, will have to explain to Ragatha that they don't need insincere politeness and conflict-free relationships. They would appreciate it much more if Ragatha were just honest with them and said what she really thought. Thanks to this, Pomni, Ragatha, Zubul, and Gangle will be able to make peace and complete their adventure. I also have a theory about the 6th episode. We know that it will take place in the savannah, but we don't know who the hero's enemy will be. We were simply hinted that Jax will be hunting some endangered species. In fact, we know of one endangered species in the digital circus universe. I'm talking about marmalade crocodiles. They inhabit the village where Gummigoo and his friends Max and Chad came from. Their species is endangered due to an unknown disease, So Gummigoo robbed the Candy Kingdom and took maple syrup. According to him, it can cure crocodiles of all diseases. If Jax hunts crocodiles, the main characters will have to meet Gummigoo and possibly his mother again. The battle with Gummigoo's mother will not be easy for the heroes. According to Gummigoo, his mother is a warrior, and she taught him everything he knows. The chase on trucks with Gummigoo was not an easy test for the main characters. I assume that the village of Marmalade Crocodiles will have a Western theme. In that case, Gummigoo's mother must be something like a cowboy. If we recall the truck in which the Marmalade Crocodiles arrived in the Candy Kingdom, we can say with confidence that the crocodiles will oppose Jax with combat vehicles, guns, and lassos. However, even all this does not guarantee victory for the crocodiles. I want to remind you that any NPC in the digital circus is mortal and can be killed in the same ways as any living creature in the real world. At this time, the players' bodies are practically invulnerable. We have not seen a single danger capable of killing a player, rather than just injuring them. Only the ghosts and the angel from the third episode seem dangerous enough to me, but I doubt that their mind control is eternal. In any case, they definitely cannot do anything that Kane cannot fix. The only danger for the players, especially Jax, remains abstraction. It turns out that the outcome of Jax's battle with the crocodiles depends on the actions of the other main characters. I think that in this case, Pomni and the other main characters will side with the crocodiles and stop Jax. At this point, there will be a good opportunity for a frank conversation about Jax's psychological trauma and why he behaves so cruelly towards everyone else. By the way, while everyone is discussing the update of the Wacky Watch website and Glitch's Twitter, fans of Digital Circus have completely forgotten about Gooseworks' Tumblr. Gooseworks has published a screenshot in which Kinger is staring at something with wide eyes in a dark room. I think this is happening in the same location where all the main characters and the unknown figure are in a dark room with bright white light. In the screenshot from Tumblr, you can see that the walls in this room have a blue tint. This may indicate that the main characters have ended up in the room outside the map, as I suggested in my theories earlier. I mean that strange space where Pomni and Gummigoo ended up in the second episode as a result of the truck chase. A place where all the items and NPCs that appear in the adventure in this location are found. Moreover, I have a theory about why Kinger looks so surprised here. To understand the reason, let's take a closer look at the picture of the office from the Wacky Watch website. The caption briefly describes how each of the main characters copes with office work, and at the very end it says, Kinger has yet again summoned the A4 paper demon from the 9th circle of hell. I'm not sure if this message is critically important to the office and should be taken literally, but I think these words refer to the screenshots in the darkroom. This mysterious figure may turn out to be that very demon, or some other monster. It is probably because of it that Kinger was frightened. What do you think about this? What role will Kinger play in the 5th episode? What locations will appear in the new adventure? Write your thoughts and theories in the comments, and I will definitely read them. Remember that the best comments will be featured in new videos. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Good luck to everyone, and see you later.